We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. Welcome to the show. Appreciate that you came. Mr. Palmer T. Smalls ain't a damn thing changed. We talking under the tree. Yeah, we got them hot topics from Carolina to Duval. That's how we rock it on prime time. Check out the podcast. It's online. Hit us up. We got a platform. You gon' shine. It was all a dream. We here now. Let me hear you say it loud. We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. Let's talk under the tree.
One time for your mind, two times for your soul, baby. Peace. T. Smalls, what it do? What it do?
What's happening? The weatherman in the buildings. How you doing, sir?
Everything's good. Everything's lovely. We have Miss CJ. Some folks call her CJ. What you think about that, Smalls?
Man, I think that's cool right there, Miss Cassy Jones. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm great. How are you all this evening?
Yeah, we all right, Miss Cassy Jones. T. Smalls, show us some love.
Man, we talking under the tree.
It's a good subject to talk about. Not enough people do.
That's right. T. Smalls, sing her a little something, whatever come to mind.
Hey, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We got Miss CJ in the building, y'all, and we talking about a serious conversation tonight.
That's right. One time for your mind, two times for your soul. Welcome to the Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast. I am the weatherman, T. Smalls in the house. And Miss CJ, as we said previously, we'll be talking about her kidney failures and lupus side effects and anything else that she has to share with us. She's going to be educating us a little bit about that dilemma. And it's very serious. And we applaud you for wanting to do this. A lot of people won't do this.
That's the problem with autoimmune disorders is not enough people talk about it. Not enough people get tested. Not enough people are aware of just how sick that it can make you, and that you know, if you don't get it taken care of, that it can take your life. You know, it really can.
Right.
It affects 1.5 million people in the United States and 5 million people worldwide. So it's something that needs to be talked about.
Wow, that's very serious right there.
It is.
How long ago did you realize you had something going on with you?
They started picking up on like arthritic problems when I was a teenager and didn't know what it was. And then I had my two daughters in the span of 2 years apart from each other, and something wasn't right after I had my daughters, and it triggered just a mass autoimmune response in my body, and I've just never been able to recover from it. And on average, it takes up to 7 years for someone to get a definitive diagnosis of lupus. And I just now got a definitive diagnosis after 15 years of trying to fight for the diagnosis. I walked away from, Western medicine or modern medicine, so to speak, because I got tired of hearing from this rheumatologist or this nephrologist that, there's nothing beyond, these couple of pills that, quite frankly, the side effects are just as bad as what lupus makes you feel. And I got tired of hearing, well, there's nothing more we can do for you. So for about 8 years, I walked away from the doctors and all the specialists, and, in the end, to my own detriment. But when you have a disease that can't be cured, you kind of got to trust God, I guess.
Right.
Trust in something higher than yourself. And that's what I did. And it wasn't until I got COVID and I got really sick and I just couldn't get well. And they said that it brought my lupus back into a flare. And it took me from stage 3B to stage 5 in just a matter of months.
Yeah, Meek. Thanks for joining in. You're a
I
Lupus.
love the color.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, fellow loopy warrior.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine.
Meek, would you like to piggyback on anything that she just said?
Yes, I have lupus. I want to say one thing. I have lupus, but lupus does not have me.
No, you can't let lupus have you.
We live our daily lives in pain.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to wake up every morning with a smile, thanking God that I'm alive. Because, like I said, I don't want it to take over me. I found out I had lupus, that I was diagnosed with lupus back in 2014 after I was in a car accident. And it seemed like I couldn't get any better. I was stiff, sores. I didn't know what actually was wrong with me until I went to my doctor's office. My doctor wasn't there. It was some other medical professional that stepped in her place, and she asked me, "Oh, so how is your lupus going?" And I'm like, "Lupus? What is
That's
lupus?
how
I
I
don't have
found out
lupus."
about my CKD. Is a doctor's like, "Oh, how's your CKD?" I'm like, "What you mean CKD? I have lupus." She goes, "Well, it's caused you to have chronic kidney disease."
Mm.
So how
Yeah.
long did it take you to get your diagnosis?
Well, I had medical problems, and nobody ever told me it was lupus. I used to suffer from digestional problems, always tired all the time, sleeping. And one would always think that, oh, that person is just being lazy. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't have any energy. I was like, what is going on? You can sleep for 5 hours, wake up, and you're still tired. Like you have not even slept.
I say it's the kind of tired sleep don't fix.
Mm-hmm. I remember I went on a cruise out in the sun. We got back on the boat, and I was literally sick. I was like, what is wrong? Because I didn't know I had lupus. But that sun was the one that made me ill because I was in the sun too long.
How does it affect your skin when you're in the sun? Because that's what I'm battling now. I feel like I'm being cooked from the inside out. It's very painful,
Yes.
actually.
Like you burning inside.
Yeah, almost like you're a vampire. You're not meant to be in the sun.
Yeah. But then when we don't go in the sun, that lowers our vitamin D level.
Which, depending on the medications you're on, long-term use of prednisone and Plaquenil. Plaquenil is an anti-malarial drug that they use to treat lupus, and they both weaken your bones and make your bones soft. So you then in turn have to be on a prescription vitamin just so your bones aren't breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's a double-edged sword often with the treatment.
Yes.
Do you have to take any like biologics to have you tried anything to get you in remission?
I have, but the problem that I'm facing is if I get on medication after I'm on it, it does nothing for me. My body starts rejecting it. So what I have been doing lately is watching what I eat, more vegetables than none. And a lot of lupus patients, like are overweight, but we can't help it,
Yeah, no, we have
harder.
well and sick pictures. I got it. Are you on prednisone, if I may ask?
No, I'm actually not.
Yeah, I am, and it makes you moon face, and I tell my my significant other it's a prednisone monster. It'll make you eat yourself to death. But changing your diet is a really big thing with both lupus and CKD, because people don't realize a lot of what you put in your bodies nowadays, it's not really good for you, Had I been, more self-aware, I would have treated my body a lot kinder years ago.
Yes.
I found myself watching how many grams of sugar that's in different foods now.
Oh, definitely. A lot of autoimmune disorders, even down to COVID, they feed off of sugar.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. T. Smalls, what do you think about lupus epidemic. I call it epidemic.
It really is.
What's going on now? Do you have any family members that have it?
Not as I know of, but I've heard about people having it. The thing about that, man, is it's kind of like that silent disease that nobody's really talking about, but you got some people that's trying to, spread the awareness. Even I know just, a little bit about it, but, I know it has to do something with your bones and flare-ups and stuff like that. But nobody don't know what y'all individuals go through. And it needs to be talked about, and I'm starting to see a little bit of awareness, but not enough, not enough to say, that you see in the NFL or the NBA or the big time, outlets really talking about it like how they talk about other diseases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of that, man, if you notice nowadays, man, we are in a world of more processed food than ever.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the first thing I cut out when I found out that it had progressed to lupus nephritis and caused the chronic kidney disease was the processed foods. Processed foods and dark sodas. If you can't see through it, don't drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and a lot of people, man, nowadays it's kind of like the conveniency age. We have moved from the days of when mama and daddy used to cook a nice little meal and they used to have everything prepped and ready the night before so you can cook it for dinner the next day. Now you just popping it in the oven, popping it in the microwave, and you finish in about 5 or 10 minutes and you got a whole meal. So, I just try to watch myself on stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drink more water. I drink a lot of water anyway, being the work that I do. So, but yeah, man, it's just, we just trying to bring awareness and, I appreciate y'all ladies sharing y'all story.
Hey, Smalls, we have two comments at the bottom. Jacob, the Don, and April Showers. Go ahead and read that. I think we have some fans for these two at the bottom. You can see it.
Yeah. I love you, Cassy Jones. You're the strongest lady I know. Miss Meek, you're amazing too, and y'all both have beauty shining through your smiles. Of course they do.
Thank you.
I never really heard of.
Like she said, you gotta smile through it. You gotta smile through that pain.
Yeah.
Pain is just weakness leaving the body, and we're warriors for a reason.
I never really heard of lupus until Toni Braxton was diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know she had lupus.
Yeah. I think she had.
Do you realize whenever she's getting under a lot of stress that she has to lay down, or she also goes in the hospital? She's like,
yep.
We are not supposed
stress
to be
put me in the hospital before.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I just did after Christmas time. I got COVID during Christmas time, and after Christmas, I did 7 rounds of Cytoxin chemotherapy, or they call it cyphosphamide, and it was to try to put my lupus in remission, and it didn't work. So my next step is going on dialysis and kidney transplant. If people were aware way early on that it actually is lupus, if they had ways to how do I put it, not take up to 7 years to diagnose a lupus patient, not take years of following the inflammation, have quicker ways to, more efficient ways to diagnose you, then they could quite possibly stave off the fact that, it can kill somebody's kidneys if you ain't careful in a span of 5 to 10 years.
When someone gets diagnosed with lupus, is it done through blood work?
My first, key was the ANA blood work came back positive. The anti-nuclear antibodies came back positive for lupus, but they don't necessarily just go off of that.
Yeah.
It takes multiple blood tests, because lupus is, what do they call it? The great imitator, or the great mimicking disease, because it mimics so many other disorders or syndromes or diseases that it's very hard to pinpoint. Like I said, I've been quote unquote diagnosed for 15 years, but I didn't get my true on paper diagnosis until they did my biopsy back in January when I was in the hospital, or November. I'm sorry, November. I was in the hospital.
Let me ask y'all two. Excuse me. Let me ask y'all two ladies at the bottom. Do y'all think changing to vegetarian is better for y'all?
Yes, I do, because your body's not meant to process animal protein like that. And the amount of phosphorus they put in animal protein nowadays is extremely bad for people with lupus and CKD.
What do you think, Meek Meek?
I think it's according to the person, because you can change to the vegetarian lifestyle, but you still need to exercise. So you can eat vegetables and everything else, but if you're not exercising, you're still not doing nothing. So you still need to exercising, even if it's just for a walk. If you can just
the simple little small things.
Yeah, just do something. A lot of lupus patients suffer from depression.
Yes.
Because believe it or not, times when you have lupus, that's when your children leave you, your husband leave you. People don't understand like what's going on.
My kid's father left. My kid's father left when we got my diagnosis. He just couldn't take it. He said, his words were, "I can't watch you die."
Wow.
I'm like, really? I've still got 10, 20 years or better, if not longer than that. And he just said no and just walked away. And more often than not, in the support groups, a lot of people talk about their partners walking, men and women both. It's more prominent in women. It's 3 times higher in people of ethnicity and people of color than it is, of white. It's more common in white people, but it's a higher occurrence in people of ethnicity, color, Asian, Black,
Wow.
Do you have skin issues? What type of lupus do you have? Do you have symptomatic lupus?
Yes, I have systemic lupus. Yes.
Yeah.
So I suffer from hair loss.
Mine was falling out so bad I shaved it all off before I even started chemo.
I did do that before when I had no hair, and it was very upsetting to me because someone was like, "Well, it's just hair," but if you've always had long hair, it affects you. Like now, I'm like one of my brothers.
I cried for like a half second, but I said, "Man, maybe if I shave it all off and just start from scratch and let it grow out after the chemo, maybe it'll come in better. Come in more healthy." That's especially for women. I think losing your hair is, it's just a very drastic thing.
Yeah.
In the previous conversation that me and you had on, I think yesterday or the day before, you said the doctor gave you 2 years if you're lucky.
Yes.
Yes. And that's when it opened my eyes up that this lupus thing can be very aggressive, attacking other parts of the body.
Yep. And then the thing is, it don't just get your kidneys, it gets other organs too.
Right.
Is your heart affected at all, Meek?
At this time, no, and I hope it doesn't happen. But I've been having some arrhythmia problems. But when I go to the doctor, they see it, but they don't know where it's coming from.
It's actually made my heart 3 times larger than it's supposed to be, and caused mitral valve regurgitation in all 4 of my heart ventricles. So it can definitely mess you up.
I'm still stuck on the part where, at the moment you need the most help, people, walking out and saying that they can't help you or don't want to help you. That right there, man, that's I can't. It's hard to believe that, man. That's when a person really needs you. You know what I'm saying?
I heard it so much, I walked away from Western medicine. I started treating myself with herbal remedies and drinking more water. I walked away for 8.5 years because I couldn't get anybody's help.
Man.
Hey, T Smalls, we have a question. You see it? About the hormones.
Okay. Yeah. Does lupus affect your hormone? Does change in hormones affect your lupus?
Yes. Yes, it absolutely does. stress hormones, all of it. That time of the month for a woman can cause a woman to go into a lupus flare so bad that you feel like you got the flu and you can't even get out of bed.
Mm-hmm. You literally sometimes have to force yourself out of bed.
Like pill yourself.
You suffer from memory loss. Now I used to be a person like an elephant never forgets, but not anymore.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I call it lupus brain fog. Lupus brain fog is horrible. Lupus can actually attack your nervous system. It's called nervous system lupus, and it can cause what they call, and I didn't find this out until the last hospital stay and them doing my biopsy, that it can cause what they call central nervous system lupus and cause you to get what they call lupus psychosis. And
wow.
yeah, it doesn't really. The best thing I can explain to is, like she said, depression. The depression can get to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hey, T Smalls, we have a question for Mo.
Is there a certain fruit and vegetables that you can eat?
You can't eat.
I mean, you can't.
To me, it depends on the person. I love blueberries, but now blueberries does not love me anymore because.
Do you know why?
It actually excites my immune system.
Anything that is supposed to boost someone's immune system is bad for someone with lupus.
Man.
Like garlic. Garlic is something I can't even intake garlic because it makes me so ill. It's not even funny.
Any kind of sulfur medication, or even like some if I buy shampoo, it has to be sulfate free.
Yeah.
Or my scalp will be on fire.
Whoa.
She's right about that.
Oh,
my scalp bothers me too. Have you had any like nose ulcers or mouth ulcers from it at all?
Yes.
Horrible, right? It makes me not want to eat sometimes. Sometimes I have to like force myself to eat because I know that I have to eat. You need the nutrition in order to fight it. But that's been a bit better since they put me on such high dose of prednisone.
Oh, that's pretty deep right there. Are you a kidney transplant recipient?
I am not on the list, and I'm not eligible for the list because I have too many other health problems. So my transplant has to be of familial or friend offering and stepping up and stepping forward and saying, hey, I'll get tested to see if I'm a match for you. And if I'm a match for you, I'll give you one of my kidneys. That's my choice at this point.
So I got another question. Even with that being said, and say you have a successful kidney transplant or whatever, being that, you still have the lupus disease that could attack the kidney as well, even though you have the
unfortunately, yes.
Wow. Y'all ladies teaching me something. I didn't realize you can go from a stage 3 to stage 5 that quick.
Oh, yes.
Wow. I mean, really quick. And for me, the symptoms hit me all at once. It was extremely high blood pressure, breathlessness, the breathlessness. I started gaining extreme amounts of fluid, back in, most women won't talk about their weight, but I don't have a problem with it. Back in November when I was in the hospital, I was 186 pounds. And when they put me out of the hospital, I was 140. That's how much fluid I had on me just from the toxins that were built up in my system from the lupus and the kidney disease. And it happened to me in the span of like a month. I just completely tanked. It can happen so quick.
Well, I don't want you to give up. You was stating something about I think you might have said about the life
I've just had this fear of like a machine keeping you alive.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just scary, I don't know. I've always conquered my fears and nothing really ever makes me scared. So I'll conquer this like I've conquered, everything else. Put one foot in front of the other, put a smile on my face and move on about it,
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty deep right there. And I didn't actually know meet my sister. I didn't know she had lupus maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Something I don't remember. Something like that.
Yeah, a few years ago. Because
Because on the outside,
I
y'all look,
did it.
yeah, on the outside, everything looks normal, but I see on the inside is different.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the major thing people always say, well, you don't look sick. Well, how is a
Oh,
sick person supposed to look?
I can't stand hearing that. You don't look sick.
Mhm.
You look so healthy, or you look great. Well, if you could turn me inside out, it looked like I was wrapped in barbed wire.
Mhm. Yep. And that is true.
Wow.
Because that's the way it makes you feel, really. You could think of it like this. HIV and AIDS is an autoimmune disorder, but it's on the opposite spectrum of autoimmune disorders than lupus. HIV and AIDS, you don't produce any antibodies to fight it off. With lupus, your body is producing too much antibodies and attacking your own system. It's like your body's constantly raging war with itself, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Can you really? Can you? I haven't studied it that in depth, but with no like symptoms like you have with the kidney issue, can a person live a normal life with just the regular side effects and live to be of old
Yes.
age?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Most lupus does not become fatal nowadays. Most lupus doesn't. In my case, my lupus has turned into what they call lupus nephritis, which happens in about 26 to 29% of lupus patients. And mine's a class 5, class 6, what they say prolific lupus. That means over 30% of my kidneys are scarred from the lupus itself.
Mhm.
And that's why my kidneys aren't functioning.
Were you a smoker?
I smoked for about 7 years. Worst thing I did to myself, best thing I ever did for myself was quitting smoking.
Because it's a proven fact that with kidney condition, smoking's not good for you. Smoking, drinking, and a few other things.
No, it's not. It increases the power of the blood flow to the kidneys, which causes more damage.
Wow.
It also increases blood pressure, which extremely high blood pressure or not treated blood pressure can kill somebody's kidneys, just as quick as lupus.
Meek, let me ask you this. What keeps you going with the willpower to succeed with this thing on a day-to-day basis?
Because I want to live and I want to see, my family. I want to see my, my children, my grandchildren. And I just want to enjoy life. So I'm never going to give up.
Yeah, my family's what gives me the will to keep pushing through it too. You
And
can't
how
let
could
it.
you guys live without me?
Yeah. She's exercising, talking trash. If
Yeah.
you wasn't on, I would have said something different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
since I have lupus, since I was diagnosed with lupus, I joined a sorority. I have on a shirt. It's called
Oh, yeah.
Lambda Sigma Sigma Lupus Sorority Incorporated, and this is the first non-collegiate organization for lupus, and it was founded on August 13th, 2018 in Chicago, Illinois, and it's a woman-only lupus sorority.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, it's a sisterhood, and it makes me feel better since I've joined because I'm with other females, a sisterhood, and we understand what each other is going through. Because when you explain lupus to people, they really don't understand until they actually have it. And then being that these other females, have lupus, I mean, we have fun. We can cry together, we can laugh together. We do all kinds of great things, and we spread awareness, regarding lupus.
That's a
It's,
big thing. You got y'all are brother and sister. That's another point I wanted to make. If you have lupus, your children or your siblings have a 20% chance of developing lupus themselves. If you have lupus, there's a 20% chance that your mother or father and or both have lupus. They've just now in the last year or two made a connection with a gene that something triggers a mutation in that gene, and if you carry that gene in your family, you're gonna develop lupus.
Hey, T Smalls, read the
sir.
comment from Nicole Donald. That's a very important suggestion right there.
Hello, Tree. I have a male friend from my neighborhood that has lupus. I think men having lupus is a subject not talked about a lot. And you are correct because, just because y'all, I know a lot of people don't heard of women having it, but I don't think that disease deciphers from what of is female or male. You know what I mean? It happens to everybody. So, tonight, that's why we talking about to bring awareness. I'm learning a lot. I'm just soaking it up because I'm getting educated as well. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I know everything about lupus. I don't. And to hear y'all two ladies talk is very, very interesting. So I can be aware and know exactly, how this affects not just that individual, but the individual's family and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
We have another one from Marianne Rivers. You see that at the bottom?
All right. I don't know the situation that you and my cousin Meek going through. Don't give up. Trust in God. Live for you because you have a reason to live.
Right.
Correct.
That is correct. But on the real, I never heard about or hear about men having lupus. I've never heard of that. Always a woman.
There's
It's not
actually
as
a bunch
common.
of groups. Yeah.
Go ahead, Meek.
Oh, yeah, there's actually a bunch of groups surviving male lupus warriors. You can actually look it up on Facebook. There's a lot of men.
I'm part of that group, actually.
I am too.
Yeah, we'll have to find each other on Facebook, definitely.
But you would be surprised how many males actually have it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never heard of it. I never seen one.
I've read it's a little harsher on males also.
Wow. I don't know. That's not me. When
that was me. I'm sorry. It was my mama.
Okay, that's all right. I want y'all two to do me a favor. When y'all wake up in the morning, we always hear the term "man in the mirror," but you never hear "woman in the mirror," right, Smalls?
Yeah, you never hear that. I think it would have the same effect though.
Yeah, it have the same effect. So when y'all wake up in the morning, you hit that gavel on the sink against Lupus, and you tell Lupus this thing right here.
Who is you?
Right.
Yeah.
Say it just like that. Smalls, give it to him live.
Who is you?
but you know what? Like even when I wake up in the morning, I'm in a great mood. 99% of the time, I'm in a great mood. And when I go to work, some of my coworkers are looking at me like, "Oh my gosh, why are you acting like that?" Because I'm alive. Because I am alive. There's no need
it does make you grateful to wake up every day.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna let and maybe that's why I'm vocal. You guys know I'm vocal, but I'm gonna get that excess stuff off of my chest because I am not gonna let stress kill me.
Yep. Stress is a killer for somebody like Lupus.
You got some comments, Smalls. I see you laughing. Go ahead and hit it. Start with Carolina Dirt. Hey, Small. Wait, before you what's the percentage Meek gave?
I can't remember. 99%. So that means 1% that she means. So I'm gonna give her the 1%. Let me give her the 1%.
But that 1% when you're mean, you're really mean.
Meek, you mean. She's strong. Mean and strong. And then, Mo Palmer. This is one I like right here. That's a lie, Meek. There go your 1%. There go your 1% right there.
Who said that?
Sweetheart of a brother, Mo.
Hey, Small. I was gonna take the 9 off.
If I was not a sweet person, you guys would not call and harass me.
Hey, that's why I say 1%. Hey, you see, the weatherman was about to take the 9 off. Hey, I'll just say 1.
Man, We have guests, so we're gonna act good around Miss Jones.
Yeah, Miss
Hey,
Miss
you
Jones.
gotta be a little. You gotta be a little bit mean to survive this. Lupus is mean, so you gotta be a
Yeah.
little bit mean. You gotta have a little bit of mean determination to push through this disease.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. I can only imagine. And when you wake up in the morning, on with all realness, that's a blessing just to wake up for real though.
I mean, I've had some terrible moments that I have, that I have not shared with my family. Even when I used to get this infusion, my husband would ask me, "Well, do you want me to ride with you?" Because it was tiring. I would be in that infusion for about 2 hours, and
Mm,
I'm hooked up just like I'm taking chemo.
right.
And he would always say, "I'm tired." Well, how did you make it home? No, let me ride with you. Let me take you. But that was my time to think. Even though I'd be
Yeah.
so tired, I have to stop and get me a cup of coffee or do something, to drive myself back home. But that was my time to think, scream, cry, holler, pray, you know, but still thinking God that, I'm still alive, especially when, you get your blood work back. And usually when, my doctor do not call, is no problem. But when you see a call from the doctor's office, like, oh my gosh, no, what is the problem now? I mean,
Right.
Mhm.
there
That
was,
week after blood work's always stressful.
mm,
That week after you get that blood work done and that phone rings, it's like, okay.
so for about 3 years, um, nobody in my family knew, so I'm bringing this out. For 3 years, I was suffering from liver problems. Well, I'll take
Mm,
that back. One person in my family knew, and that was my father. Because he was ill, so he would inspire me about different things. Because I really didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be babied or anything like that. Oh, blah blah blah. It's gonna. I just didn't. I just didn't want that. So I shared it with him. But for 3 years, I was battling all kinds of stuff with livers, with a liver issue. But as of right now, I am fine.
I've had that battle too with liver enzymes going, too high in my case, and then just going back to normal.
Yeah, but for 3 years straight, I would be itching. Somebody asked me one time, "Why are you always wearing pants?" Because my skin color changed. I was getting sores, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" It was everything I was eating would come through my pores because the
What about
filtration.
bruises?
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you just deal with bruises out of nowhere? Even laying in your own bed, it'll leave like
Yeah.
pressure bruises on you.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not alone in that one. Bruises
No, you're
about
not.
this color, about the color of
Yep.
lupus, the lupus awareness.
Wow.
Man.
Wow. Are you guys involved with any charities or Mika, you do a walk or something, don't you?
Yeah, I
Like the
do a
Lupus
lupus
walk?
walk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
the last walk, how long was that walk? A couple miles?
Well, that was a run/walk. Yeah, it was a 5K. And
5K.
yeah,
Ooh.
I'd make it about 20 minutes into that couple of miles and be done fell out from the fatigue.
yeah, we have fun. I have a faithful friend. Her name is Yvonne. That's my faithful friend. She will never tell me no.
Oh, that's good. I know y'all look like y'all were balking small. Hit that balk. She crossed the line. Hit it. Hit it.
It was tiring there. I had to keep on saying, "I think I can. I think I can."
Oh
It
man.
was tiring.
The little engine that could.
A
Ooh,
little
You
yes.
gotta be that way.
Oh yeah. But you did good though. 5K. That's it. That was at the finish line.
No, that's probably what my feet was doing. Walking.
That's them feet. Man.
hey, finish line.
The last thing in closing that I have, I'm sure Smalls will have something. What would you ladies like to see happen with lupus as far as medicine or anything along those lines?
I'd like to see a cure, but I think we're a ways away from it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that they need to sink just as much into it as they have COVID or HIV or the flu because it's killing people. It's
Right.
killing people, and people don't
donate.
even know it.
Whenever you see someone have a link up, trying to bring awareness to lupus, please donate. We're not asking for $100, $200. Even if you could just give $5, everybody got $5. Because guess what? My link will be coming up for my birthday, so I expect you guys to donate.
Yeah.
When's your birthday? Mine's in a week.
Oh, mine's
That
in
might be
July.
that might be what I do. Go ahead and you'll have to look me up on Facebook, and I'll share that for my non-for-profit on my birthday for Facebook. How about that?
That's what I got to say.
Hey, Smalls was kind of mad last year. He forgot your birthday. He said he was going to donate $100, but this year Meek remind him. Yeah, he's gonna donate. Hey, Smalls, what you got in closing, man, about this lupus thing?
The only thing I got, man, is I really appreciate y'all ladies sharing and educating everybody on this lupus, man, and letting everybody know lupus is more serious than what you think it is. Yeah. These ladies are, pushing on. They go through things that all of us don't know about, and all of us can't feel or hear. We just don't know what they go through on a day-to-day basis. And I'm very happy that y'all came on here and share your experiences with everybody.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks
Smalls,
for having me.
say a little prayer. You know what you got to do for the ladies.
God, I thank you for tonight. I thank you for Meek and Miss Cassy Jones for sharing their stories. God, please continue to bless them. Please continue to walk with them. Please continue to hold their hand in the moment of pain and triumph. Allow people to come in their circle to help them out as they make this journey. Only with you that they can make it through. Life is beautiful. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen. That was pretty good, Smalls. You almost made me cry, man.
Oh, man. I do what I do, man, when I do it, man.
It's all good. And we hope you ladies live the life of an angel and queen. Y'all gonna live a long time. Y'all ain't going nowhere. I know Miss Jones.
The doctor said right here.
The doctor said 2 years. We're not claiming that.
No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right.
I'm a fighter for a reason. I'll keep fighting.
That's right.
Right.
Keep on fighting. Yeah. Keep on fighting. T Smalls, one time for your mind.
2 times for your soul.
That's what I'm talking about. I am the weatherman. Let's talk under the tree podcast with Meek. Some folks say Cassy Jones, and some just say see what, Smalls?
CJ.
Yeah, see. Now say it again. You gotta grit your teeth with it, man. Show your gums with it.
CJ.
Right. Let's talk under the tree out. See, you wouldn't want to be a Sunday, a segment with Nicole, Tricky Nikki, Carolina Dirt, Meek, you're invited. Jerry, the Kevin Samuels situation.
The panel.
Yeah, the panel.
I'll be there.
Oh yeah. See y'all. Till the next time.
All right.
Peace.
Good night, y'all.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Kingpin Music.